It's interesting, this 6 days, you said something about 6 days a week and stuff, and like...
Yeah, I think it's 6 days a week.
Yeah, and being asked to do that. I mean, it is insane. Obviously, we know we work with that on musical theatre. So, it's 8 performances a week, isn't it? But of different intensities. But yeah, to be that framing of that needs to be. Is it time for that to change?
And they sell tickets, don't they? But it's for the body and for what they're doing, and for he's often on stage for hours. At a level intensity which is huge. He's also got 3 kids and is in at 8:30 every morning, training, doing his own thing, doing his own work, warming up in the gym. The other thing that was really nice to see is that they have lots of MDT meetings, so lots of meetings within the team. So it'll be Stephen, it'll be the ballet teacher or the choreographer at the time. The surgeon, sometimes you would go down, the physio, the Pilates instructor, and it was a conversation for everyone about how can we support you. Yeah, I think that was really nice because that's what we're used to as sport. You have teams, you all know you know what your role is, you know what you're doing, and it's really important. I think the performer is involved in that. So I say this to lots of performers. It doesn't really matter that we know what's going on. You need to know what's going on, and you need to be completely in charge and know why we're telling you to do things and what it means for you, so you know what to be doing. But that was really nice to see, that really being pushed and everyone being heard and having their space and really respecting everyone's opinion within that. But it's a very good watch.
I think it's really important though that because if you don't understand, we do a lot of second opinion work, don't we, really? And a lot of it comes from people not being communicated to in like a way that they understand. I think there's a lot of people that try to sound really smart, which are ultimately, for people that are non-medical or non-science based, it can be really confusing, can't it? And then, for egos and stuff, you feel really smart, but actually you've got then a patient that leaves with no real idea of what you think is going on, and so if their expectations aren't being met, because you've not communicated it well, then people are unhappy and they're not going to comply to the things that have been asked of them, and it just leaves them in that like a no man's land, doesn't it? So that's interesting. I think that's something that I know I'm really careful of. You need to be able to say the same thing in like 10 different ways, don't you, to be able to like find everyone's level of understanding, but ultimately get them there. Because if they don't, you're just not going to do the work. But in terms of what he's doing, what he's done, I think is a really good idea to like shed light on this. Going back to the theatre stuff and like the commercial side of it, obviously we're in no way involved in that, but the whole industry is built on that model, isn't it? 6 to 8 performances a week. That's how all the numbers work and that. And I think it's only really now and in the last few years where people are starting to appreciate how difficult that is to maintain, and perhaps there might be a better way to do it. But inevitably that changes the whole landscape of everything, doesn't it, if it does that? So it's going to be an interesting evolution to see where it might go from there.